Alright, so you got Karl von Clausewitz, right? You got this asshole right here, this fucking Prussian fucking piece of shit. Karl Philipp Gottfried von Clausewitz. When it comes to power, it turns out that morality doesn't even matter. That's basically the essence of Niccolo Machiavelli. So Niccolo Machiavelli, I got this quote here. He says, men ought to be either indulged or utterly destroyed. Those are the only two options you really have, because if you merely offend them, they'll take vengeance. But if you injure them greatly, they are unable to retaliate, so that the injury done to a man ought to be such that vengeance cannot be feared. Therefore, since if you slightly give a small injury, a small insult, hey, your mom is fat and you look ugly, you stupid piece of shit, then they're like, oh, now we're enemies. Now you have insulted my dignity, and now we have to fight, right? So since they're so prone to vengeance for the slightest offense, therefore, the injury done to a man has to be so great that he'll never, ever question or think about, doing anything, because he would fear of that type of torture again. So don't just injure a small injury, do a huge injury, so they learn their lesson. Sort of like punitive damages, right? So when it comes to McDonald's, you spill coffee all over yourself, you can sue for just your bills or whatever, but they're not going to learn their lesson. It's too hot. You can't have, yeah, coffee's supposed to be hot, but not that hot. It's to-go cups. You're putting it in the car. What are you doing? Like, that's crazy. Of course they should pay attention to that multi-billion-dollar corporation. It's probably bigger than West Virginia, the amount of money that McDonald's and Walmart and all these corporate America, it's just a corporate land, corporate state, right? This is a prison plantation for the corporations. That's America. So men ought to, okay, so that's Machiavelli. This is where this is coming from. This is Power Law number 15 from Robert Greene's The 48 Laws of Power. And it's crush your enemy totally. So it starts out with all great leaders since Moses have known that a feared enemy must be crushed completely. Sometimes they have learned this the hard way. If one ember is left alight, no matter how dimly it smolders, a fire will eventually break out. More is lost through stopping halfway than through total annihilation. The enemy will recover and will seek revenge. So crush him, not only in body, but in spirit. So that's the power law number 15. And I thought it was interesting, actually, about Moses. Okay, so I got this clip pulled up here. Moses is the leader. No, okay, I got that mixed up with Abraham. I'm about to go on to a different rant there. Woo, I'm glad I didn't start that. But Moses is like big for the Jews, the Jewish faith. And then the Jewish faith is important to Christianity because Jesus was a Jew. So therefore Christianity came out of Judaism. It's like the progression. It's the next step, right? The Christians are more enlightened than the chosen people. So wouldn't that make the Christians the enlightened chosen people? I don't know. I've heard Christians actually identify the Jews as the chosen people, but if they're the chosen people, then why are you a Christian? You need to get on board with Judaism if they're the chosen people. Regardless, Moses is what do we know about Moses? The Ten Commandments, Charlton Heston, and the plagues, right? The 10 plagues, and Pharaoh, and leading the Jews out of slavery, out of bondage, into freedom. Even though it was like 40 years in the desert, there's something with 40 days too. He goes up 40 days in the mountains. He's the one who brings down the 10 Commandments. 10 Commandments is sort of the shorthand version of what Christianity is all about. So Moses is actually a very substantial point when it comes to both Judaism and Christianity. So the 10 Commandments comes out of, this is the Old Testament. This is Moses. So that's sort of, I know a lot about Moses for some reason. There's the burning bush, in the very beginning. He's walked on consecrated land. He has to take off his sandals. He throws his staff down on the ground that turns into a snake. The plagues of Egypt is enough to scare the shit out of anybody, but not Pharaoh. not Pharaoh. There was Moses says, "I'm gonna bring all these plagues upon you," and Pharaoh's like, "I don't give a shit." And then Moses is like dropping plagues down on people, bubonic plague, everybody gets disease, locusts, like a bunch of fucking flies and shit, natural disasters. So 10 plagues. Okay, so that's Moses was an interesting man. He led a hell of a life. There's one part about Moses' life which is pretty, we're going to see the law number 15, so let's just watch it, okay? So Moses is not a happy man, and here's his little bitch-ass father. Oh, so sorry, Moses, I'm so sorry.
Is this how you serve God in my absence?
No, sir. No, sir.
I'm not like you, brother. I'm a weak man.
I go wherever. I'm a
thought
follower.
you were dead, Moses. What else were we to think?
The word of the Lord! The hand of God! A power to lead you out of the wilderness of your own heart! No, Moses!
Moses he's a spiteful, angry man, isn't he? Oh, I am pissed. I will break the 10 Commandments and blame it on you. You made me do this. Look what you made me do. Talk about a fucking power-hungry piece of shit.
If that was the word of God, Moses, it was easily shattered. Don't you see? Moses can't lead us out of here.
There's something I see in the beginning.
We don't even know what
his speech is really good.
Let us find our own
Why
way
should we follow Moses? This
fashion our
asshole.
own tribute to God. We will fashion his image with our own hands so that we can see him, touch him.
You heard the voice of the Lord yourself. He commanded us to have no idols.
Not an idol, Aaron. A tribute. Fashioned from the best gold, the best precious metals, the best gems we possess.
That's the little
It can
bitch
be
that was like
our
saying,
God.
"Sorry, miss, sorry."
Don't listen to them. God has been our savior so far.
And your obedience to an old man who's probably perished in the wilderness.
Yeah, right. So Moses goes in the mountain for 40 days. He's gone for 40 days. They build a golden calf. And what's going to be the punishment for building a golden calf? Moses, he don't put up with no bullshit, okay? He says, "Look, you got to listen to me."
You have a third option, Zarek. Yes.
Option 3.
Stop relying on Moses.
Stop listening to the
It was
bastard.
easily shattered. Can't you see? Moses can't lead us out of here. Let the calf go ahead of us. And let other tribes see our wealth and power.
You have broken God's covenant. It lies on the
He speaks for
ground
God.
before you.
Is he wearing eyeliner?
Who would still choose to be with God? Come, stand by my side now.
Moses wore eyeliner. Where did he get eyeliner back in those days? They barely got food and wearing robes, and he's walking in the mountains for days. What is this?
My brothers, brother Levite, have you come this far to turn your back on the Lord? Come stand with us. Stand with your tribe.
Like I said, Moses ain't gonna take no shit, right? So not only is he gonna come back here and bring his people back, right? So you have that guy right there taking his flock, and now he's gonna keep some.
To die in the desert?
It's like, you're gonna go follow Moses? Fine, die in the
We
desert.
will take our own freedom.
They're like, well, we're gonna go your way, we'll go our way, and we'll just you do you and I do me, and then we'll just work it out that way.
Stand with me.
Those of you who would be delivered from the wilderness, stand with me. We'll break camp in the morning. The calf will lead us.
The calf will lead us.
You're a fool, Moses. We'll go our own way.
He shouldn't have insulted him.
There's nothing you can do about it.
See, really, an argument, it doesn't help. Argument didn't help. It's not like he's convinced.
Wait! Thus saith the Lord, whomsoever hath sinned against me, I will blot out of my book.
Blot out of my book.
Do God's work. Purify Israel.
Purify. Purification. Total annihilation. Purification. Scorched earth.
No!
Some Hitler shit. Fucking wiping out Jews. He's gonna kill a whole shit ton of Jews right here. He just ordered this guy. Moses just ordered this guy to kill this Levite. I guess it's on after you kill their leader, right? I mean, he was worshiping the golden calf. I mean, he deserved to fucking die. His religion was different than Moses's. Moses was not going to put up with any other fucking religion in his kingdom, amongst his flock. 40 days he was going, talking to God, and then he comes back, and this is how people... He's acting like he's surprised. He just started the fucking war. Exodus 32 actually says that Moses ordered them to murder each other. Yeah, he's crying. Shut the fuck up. That's what he wanted to fucking happen. He must be purified. I am sorry. Poor Moses. At least he cried during the, slaughter of 3,000 Levites. Oh, now he's destroying private property. That's not very nice. And does gold just fucking break like that? Where do you get a sledgehammer?
Don't grind the idol in the
I'm impressed they can actually
Don't put it in the water!
create a golden calf.
You drink
How much gold do they have?
your evil ways!
They're
And
evil.
taste it! Bitterness!
You just murdered half your fucking flock, you piece of shit. They're evil! They're evil, I tell you!
Where are you going?
To seek God's forgiveness.
Alright, so, clearly Moses has fucking lost his goddamn fucking mind, right? So, Moses, what the fuck? The worship of the golden calf, Lippy. Moses stood in the camp, he said, whoso is on the Lord's side, let him come unto me. And all the sons of Levi gathered themselves together unto him, and he said unto them, thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel, put ye every man his sword upon his thigh, and go to and fro from gate to gate throughout the camp, and slay every man his brother, and every man his companion, and every man his neighbor. So, no, he wasn't crying about it. He directly fucking ordered them to murder everybody. So, genocide right there. Moses is part of fucking genocide. This is, you want to see where the, Israelis are getting their fucking genocidal tactics from? America is one part, but also the fucking Bible. And I think the Quran even has the story in it too. So this is just a universal story where it's, I don't know, it's still kind of, I think, causing bloodshed today. So you have the Levites and something. Oh yeah, and so then it says that they, after he gave the order to murder every man his brother, every man his companion, every man his neighbor, the sons of Levi did according to the word of Moses, and there fell the people that day about 3,000 men. And I thought 3,000 men, this was in the book about the slaughter. But I thought 3,000 was too much. But here's a different one, right, which has, I don't know if that's Hebrew or what some type of handwriting, sort of Arabic, Yiddish, maybe Aramaic. But it says again here, it says that there fell of the people that day about 3,000 men. And so, I just, in Jewish tradition, a Levite is a member of the Hebrew tribe of Levi. When Joshua led the Israelites into the land of Canaan, the sons of Levi were the only Israelite tribe that received cities, but were not allowed to be landowners because the Lord, the God of Israel himself, is their inheritance. Deuteronomy 18:2. The tribe of Levi served particular religious duties for the Israelites and had political responsibilities as well. Okay, I'm not learning anything from this. So a Levite is something in Jewish tradition. Here is Let's see. Blessed you this day. You've sinned. The Levites rallied to him. 3,000 people. Here it is. Levites did as Moses commanded that day. About 3,000 of the people died. Right. Well, of what? Of the order that he just did. Moses said, you've been ordained. And so it says you've been ordained. Hold on.